Okay, all right, guys, we're going to work on a good concept here. This is good judo, this is good sambo, whatever you want to call it. We're going to work on controlling with the hands and using the hips. We're going to do like a cross-body harai goshi osoto gari type movement. A good one you see, she just fought this last weekend, is Ronda Rousey. She was always trying to get the hips in there and throw. It starts with good posture. You can't control balance unless you have good posture, so we'll work on this. Derek, can you turn around so we can get the view here? Watch. Now, whatever grip you're using, in this case, let's use your right hand is controlling around the deltoid here, James, okay? He's got that good grip. Turn around here, somebody. Everybody see that grip there? It's not looping over. See how he's killed the arm? Okay, that's a good grip to start. So we've got to do that so we can suck in. We want to suck in with our hand, constantly pull. You're not pushing, you're pulling, okay? Now, turn around here. Now, we got that established. This is generally when you're kind of close in and fighting.
Awesome.
It's a great move.
Okay.
So you got him here. Now, when this hand is on the sleeve, okay, maybe you can have a little lapel, but we got right now pretty good control of the sleeve. Okay, so we're going to control the sleeve. Right at the elbow. Now, what Derek's going to do is he's going to quickly crunch him in, suck him in, and quickly turn his hips. Now, one thing you didn't see, these hips here are turned. And his hips are already close in. That's why you got to have good posture. If you're all bent over and out of posture, do it the crappy where you're bent over and out of posture. If you're out there, you can't do this. He'll see it coming. He'll see it coming a mile away and he'll be gone. Okay? So that's why you want to have good posture to start, some good upright posture. So then lead with your hip. Okay? And what he's going to do quickly is suck him in, and he's going to turn and step. Now, see how that breaks his balance. That controls James's balance. Okay? So sucking him in, quick turn, and there. Okay? Now, you want to sugarfoot a little bit, like he's doing there, because that gets your hip a little closer. In this case, Derek's right hip a little closer. No, he's normally a lefty. He's doing it right. He's having to grab right tonight. But so he sucks him in, and as he does, his hips are turned, and he steps quick. Notice it's directly to the side. Don't step into him, because this way James may be waiting and buck him up bad, catch him like a Nage or something as a counter, okay? So let's look at this without killing the guy too much. It's a hard throw. So he sucks him in, gets the hip turn and step. Wham! He was very nice to him. That hip turn and step are almost simultaneous. As soon as you get your hip turn, you're going to step quickly. And it's not a big stomping step. It's a little quick, kind of a short step. So I got him here, quick turn, quick step. Watch him how he does it. Suck it in, quick step, and throws, wham. Now, if he really meant to do that, he would slam and land on the guy. That's why we use crash pads. Just one more time. So suck in. Now, it all starts good posture, and he's leading with his hip a little bit. It looks like he's leading back, but he's not. His right hip's still in there. Okay? Sucks him in. Now look at his hip in the direction he's throwing. He doesn't stay upright like he's trying to do this aesthetically beautiful. He's sucking in and getting him in tight. Pulling him in. Now when he does that, the left he'll step in, and now he's going to go directly sideways, come across the hook. That was a harder osoto. That's why you learn break forms, okay? Osoto gari, harai goshi, whatever it is inside. In aim the direction of the camera, and just see as he comes in. So he sucks in, steps in, and he crosses. Wham. Cross body, old coach Rene Pomerel said most people are very well balanced front and back, very poorly balanced to the side. So if you can catch him to the side, you really can catch him clean. So go for the side first, the cross body actions. Step in, wham. Okay? After a while, it'll look like, what was that, osoto gari, harai goshi? I don't care, I threw him. That's what it is. Let's work on that. We'll get that down a little bit, and we'll work on the throws we like to work with. Okay, go get it. Thank you. Okay, guys, what we're going to work on now is kind of a cross body. We're going to get a monster grip or a back grip, a strong back grip. And then if your opponent pushes out or hands out to avoid, we're going to do a cross-body series of throws. And this is very effective. And a lot of guys think they're safe if they put their hands on you and bend over and hope. Well, it's not safe for them, so we'll work on that. Derek, can I have you demo and pick on? Okay. All right. We've got Eric here. So what's happening is, let me set it up, guys. Derek's a lefty, so we're gonna do a lefty stuff here. Now, you see this a lot in sambo, or maybe you do BJJ. You don't see this excessive crouching so much like in judo,
But you may. So no matter what jacket sport you've got, here it is. But look at, Derek's got a good left hand, kind of what is called a monster grip, or a good back grip, a solid back grip, we like to call it. And Eric's bending over and avoiding. Now Eric, turn around, so you guys turn around so you can see what your right hand is doing. His right hand is blocking out. And a lot of guys they don't like the grip. They know they've been beat at the grip. They'll block out and stay away. So that's good for Eric in this case, the guy on the left. If Derek were to come in straight for like a forward throw, that would block him out. Okay, yeah, I'd block it. But how to beat that? If you're Derek, how to beat that is work crossbody. That's why crossbody throws are so effective. So Derek's got a nice back grip with his left hand. His right hand's on the sleeve, as you can see. And Eric on the right there is blocking out with a hand, thinking he's safe. At least he's defensive, okay? Now, what we're going to do here, first in these series of throws, is what you always want to do in this case, if you're Derek, the guy on the left, is to close your elbows in and squeeze them, crunch them in. Don't try to pull. There are more ways to break a balance than pulling somebody, okay? So in this case, we're going to close our arms in and kind of accordion him, you know, like squish him in, okay? Now at this point, Derek with his right foot is just going to do a crossbody step, to step in as he continues to squish tight. So you can see here, guys, his right hand, Eric now, his right hand is just kind of useless because Derek has stepped to the side. If Derek were coming straight in, he could block it, bam, like that. Well, what Derek is doing is nullifying that by coming to the side. It does nothing for the defender, okay? So you can get this angle. So what he's going to do now is he keeps kind of crunching him in. He's got that crossbody. He hits a harai goshi osoto gari, wham. You know, any crossbody type movement is good there. So let's kind of look at it more in full speed. Now, and by the way, Derek may have a really strong, even have his belt grip. He may even have a belt grip. Get your left hand down on his belt even. And this guy is really bent over. And that's the case. It just gives you, if you're the thrower like Derek is here, another handle, okay? So notice how he squishes his arms together, brings his elbows together. He's going to step in, step across, and hit. Now it looks like Eric's just dumping for him and diving for him, but he's not. He's already bent over. His shoulders are way ahead of his hips. He's off balance anyway. And you see a lot of wrestlers do this, guys. You see a lot, but he's putting his hand there. He's parking his hand there that thinks he's safe. Okay, so one more time that crossbody osoto action. Okay, now if that doesn't work, guys, you got a kouchi from there, don't you? You want to try the kouchi? So a small inside reap right in there. It's almost the same type of an attack. It's the exact same grip. You squish them together, you step and catch it. Did you see how he did that? Derek with his right foot stepped across, his left foot clips the foot and takes him right down. And in a real situation, a real match or a real fight, you'd follow him right to the ground and go right into ground fighting. So step across, boom, and you're right on top. You got a hold. So it's a great transition. So there we have two throws that are really kind of different, aren't they? A crossbody, big throwing harai goshi osoto gari, and the other one's more of a kouchi gari, which is classic kouchi gari there actually. Let's leave it at that for now. Those are two good setups, but a guy thinks he's safe if he's bent over, and if he doesn't have good standing and throwing skills, bending over is a safe thing for him. One more time, Eric on the right thinks he's safe because he's pushing out, he's stopping, you know, he's doing all this stuff. But if Derek would come across body, close it across, and hit, boom. And really, you could like bore in and really drill them. And I know, Derek, you've used this in competition, both in judo and sambo, a lot. So it really, really does work a lot. So let's try this, guys. Okay, it's a good skill. All right, go get them. I want all you guys doing. I think you do.
I'm not gonna tap and then switch over here, or tap and then try to go this way. Okay. That doesn't, you know, I might be able to do it, but it's not going to be in 1 or 2 steps. There's a dotted line that I'm looking at that's going straight this way, and that's exactly what I follow. Tap and move that knee out, grab, step, and I didn't I didn't veer off of that line very much. I might go a little this way, I might go a little that way, but I'm still on that same line. Think freight train, guys. Once you get going with this move, you're either going to be standing over there and he ran his butt over that way to get away, or you're over there and he's going, oh God, what just happened? And he's on the ground, okay? Or you're on top of him, if you don't mind. So, freight train, one direction, one track, keep going. All right? One or two more and then we'll go on to the next one. Relatively fast on his feet. He might just be super defensive. So a lot of times what will happen is whenever you go after the legs, they'll start moving back this way. Okay, it's not necessarily a sprawl, but they're getting out of the way. So if I come in like this and he starts butting out so that I don't get it, okay, he still gave me a hook, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab onto the back part of his,
lat, yeah.
Or back part of his armpit, whatever it is. I always get the lat and the trap confused, so. All right, so I'm gonna grab that, get a hold of his wrist, okay? And then I'm gonna do a cross body. So step, step. Okay, so I'm still taking him down that plane, but he's moved his butt around perfectly for me to just hit him with the crossbody osoto, okay? And they always let you get this. And this is really when you know that they're not a wrestler, because if I come in here and he's bent over and I do that, every wrestler I've ever met before starts with hand control. That hand doesn't stay there. They're either shooting or they're prying that hand off and hand fighting. So if I come in here and I try and tap and he moves his butt the other way, grab, okay? It's a quick step. You won't be able to do it perfectly like we would teach it, which is just one step and sweep, because you come in for the tap, okay? So just bring that other foot in, take another step, and sweep. Point the toe, okay? And just bring that foot back and pull through. Okay, it's like turning a steering wheel when he goes down. The big hook is gonna do most of the work for you. Everybody got it?
Do one more for the,
one more
just
time?
one more so everybody see how you do it.
So he's bent over, I come in for the tap, he moves, grab, grab, step. Okay, if this were a competition, I'd land on it. Okay? Come back through and get your underhook, and then work them over. Right? Okay? Okay, so the tap, okay, usually right into a Keisagatame, okay? Again, unless I'm gonna get a deep hold underneath and grab my thigh, I'm digging back under for that underhook, because this is a lot more stable and it keeps him from getting my back, okay? So knee tap, Keisa, you can always sit through to a side control or to a mount, okay? So if I don't get the knee tap, he steps off, grab, throw. Again, you can go to Keisa, or if you land real hard on him, you can go straight into side, okay? And then you just base out and you work from there. Okay, and then the next one was the takedown. That one's pretty simple. If he comes in at me, and I take that side step, okay, again, side, okay? Okay, and then the last one, okay, re-grip, Cuban leg, and then I'm right in there on the side, okay? As with all of these, if you can make it painful, great. All of these can be used as power moves. Add a little oomph to it, get the crash pads out when you get back home. Practice really adding that slam into it, because that buys you a few seconds of, oh God, after you land it, okay? Sometimes you land it on the guy and you just feel all fight go out of him. And you're like, oh cool, he's mentally broken. I can do whatever I want, okay? So add that last step into it. Good? Good, thanks guys.
We're working on crossbody, osoto gari, osoto gaki, or raigoshi, whatever you want to call it. But we are working on a crossbody attack here, a lateral attack. Sweeping very hard with that. As you can see, I was moving the camera. I apologize for doing that. We'll key in on the group working here. Control well, and cross and control, just toss them. So I see a step and sweep. And I'll switch over to the guys over here. And crossbody. And you notice how some people might call it harai goshi, some people might call it osoto gari, osoto gaki. It's a crossbody action, and it could classify any of the three. You might even both feet are down on the ground, might even be tai otoshi. But the point here is he's very much off balance if you move him to his side. And it's easier to break his balance or his kazushi if he's moving laterally, and that's the point of this throw. And this is a very effective throw in all levels of grappling, all types of grappling. And there you have it. And that's Steve's doing some really nice throws there with that cross body. The way he was doing it looked a little more like harai goshi. In this case, are we done? Okay, we're done. So guys, if the guys, here's a cross body osoto from it. So if Steve, you know, on the left, he sinks in and he goes for Derek's right leg. Now watch, he hooks. Now see, Derek, he's kind of come to the side, real strong on the side. So now, if Derek were to spin back, he might be off balance. So he's going to spin more directly, laterally, to Steve's right side, to Derek's left. So see how he hooks the leg, his right leg there, he anchors it in, gets a good grip, and he just hops kind of straight toward me like here at the camera, and he drives a crossbody. It's a harai goshi, crossbody osoto gari, whatever you want to call it. But the guy sinks in more on the side, and Derek doesn't have time to spin around behind him, or he doesn't feel balanced well enough to do that. In this case, it's to the side. It's more of a lateral throw. And there you go. There's not a lot of difference between that and the oguruma, but there is slight difference. It's just a matter of the angle where the guy attacks you. So I want you to see that grab. And there's, you see that cross-body action? Everybody see that? We good with that? One more time. Steve doesn't need any more throws, poor guy. And there we have it. So many throws a guy can take in a minute, 12 seconds. But that's the cross-body osoto. So if you have trouble getting your oguruma with that big back step in, show the big back step in. You don't necessarily need to throw them. So that the big back step with your left leg, see that? If you can't get that, you can come across the body sideways that way. That's what we're talking about. So that's the big difference between this cross-body action and the initial oguruma we were doing earlier. Okay? Let's try that, everybody, and then we'll wrap that up. We're drilling on foot sweep, drag them up, hit with cross-body osoto. And we're doing this kind of a combination drill, just a good throwing drill. And there we have it. Guys are doing 5 sets each, in other words, 5 combos each. Again, foot sweep, sweep, and drag him up immediately and hit with osoto. Okay, they're not all perfect, but that's why we call it practice. And that's the drill here. You can see it again. They're going to sweep, foot sweep, nice sweep, drag them up. Osoto. Sorry for the bad camera work, guys. I'll move away from it so you can get the full view here. There we go. And there we go, sweep, drag them up, and hit osoto. And we do this in combination with a number of throws, but this is very good to start with foot sweeps because it really sets a lot of things up in a moving fashion. Good kazushi comes from movement, and that's one thing this drill teaches is good kazushi and good movement. And foot sweep to crossbody osoto. There we go, one more time, drag him up, and he hits him crossbody osoto. We're not really burying each other because remember it's the other guy's turn next. And that's the idea here. And one more set here. And that's what it looks like. Must be the drill over for those guys. There we go. We're working on side motion, side movement into knee drop seoi nage or any type of a knee drop throw. And we're basically moving sideways. And the kazushi is developed, the unbalancing is developed by the movement to the opponent's side. And there you can see Mike throwing Ben in the direction of the movement. Ben's going to take him back the other way here, and you'll see him move. See how he move into it and into that direction. You see he doesn't go directly over his back. This is an advantageous position to throw because you get very quick fast back exposure. You land him quickly on the back. He has little time to turn out. But another thing we like it is when you throw him, he doesn't immediately be in position. He's not in a immediate position to get on your back and get his hooks into you, like his legs digging into you. So after you throw him with a knee drop, one of the weaknesses of doing a knee drop seoi nage in MMA or submission grappling or even sambo or judo itself is that when you throw him, the opponent can jump on your back immediately and get his hooks in and go for a submission technique. This way, you see how he's landing kind of sideways out, so there's not a lot of position for the bottom man to end up getting on the thrower's back to finish it out, to counter with a ground fighting attack. And we're going to be finishing up the drill here fairly soon. And you can see Mike just moving into sideways and throwing into the direction. See, he's not throwing directly forward in front of him, but more forward into the side. There you go. See, the more on the side like that. So there we have it, the side moving knee drop seoi nage. We did this earlier, showing a practice up at Kansas City North, but we wanted to showcase it a little more in detail with this video. Side moving seoi nage. There we have it. Destiny Hayes is working on a side-moving knee drop seoi nage. Do it again if you would, Destiny, with Ben. Ben Goring's our helper here. He's kind of help coaching her here. And moving into the direction of throw. So she's moving to her left with one step. She's starting a bit behind Ben on the knee drop action. The guys are doing randori in front of us. There we have it. Okay. So you can see she's moving directly into it. And the kazushi created by the movement, the unbalancing created by the movement, is to her left and to his right. Very nice knee drop seoi nage using lapels. We work a lot on controlling the shoulders in our knee drop seoi nage. So that's a side moving knee drop seoi nage.
Appreciate it.
Video this and everything. I'm going to use you for a second.
Okay.
I'll have you guys demo. Okay, so go ahead and start, Ben.
Yep.
Hey guys, what we're going to do, some of you know this, but we're going to work a different angle. And like you've been working a lot on this, TJ, and this is a good move. Remember, we want to control the shoulders. Knee drop seoi nage. We're going to work at an angle. A lot of people come straight in, kind of freight train in, which is cool. It works, okay? But I'm going to kind of come across the angle here, and I'll have the guys demo, but I'm going to shoot a few times in. A lot of times we're going to control that shoulder, guys. So if I'm holding here, and maybe you've been holding here a left grip, like this, holding a left grip, okay? It looks like I'm going to be a lefty, but that's where you really fool them. So this is a good way to start. But in any event, I'm going to come over to the side here. I'm not going to come straight in. Like we got some good setups where we open them up. This kind of opens them up from an angle. This is where it's sneaky, and sneaky's good. We like sneaky. So if I'm over here and I may be working, I may use technique to get them off balance. But I'm going to be over here instead. I'm going to be over here at an angle. So when I come in, I'm going to be coming in crossways here. This hole I'm going to fill with my body in the knee drop seoi nage. So I might even double lapel him or whatever, but I've got him here like this, and I'm way over here to the side. And he's not really thinking seoi nage, he's thinking something else from some weird thing off to the side here. But I'm going to come across here. When I do, pop out forward, and I'm not going to throw him to the side. I'm still going to throw him this angle, but I'm going to pop out forward and I'm going to swing under. Okay? So I'm going to pop, and when I swing under, there I am. Deep under, and I toss it. I'm going to do that on Derek. Sure. And Kella's naturally a lefty. So he's coming off this angle, and he's even over here maybe a little more. And what he wants to do is swing across, and when he does, he pops and throws him forward, just like that. And you say, well, what's the big deal about that? It's the angle you set him up. Because I know when we're fighting and gripping here, and we're really engaged in good grip fighting here, okay, I want to make sure, here's my setup, I'm going to come over here, I'm going to kind of be working at this angle here, and he's no dummy, he's not going to stay there, but just for that second, he's just going to say, what's he doing? And that's when I could, or he might even throw a hip block to stop me. And if I start to move this way, he may throw a quick hip check there to kill me and stop me. I shoot across him, makes it even better, because if he's done that, now he's really leaning into it. Yeah. And you really catch him, there you go, take him, really toss him. Can you demo him again?
Sure.
So let's give him a little hip check there, Derek.
I see, boom, and you come in, toss him that way. See how you came at that angle? That's what fools them. Now, if you come, Derek, why don't you toss him and go straight in, knee drop seoi nage, boom, there we go, like this, right in, beautiful. That works too. You pop them open, get the legs wide like you fake a kouchi or something, ouchi. That sets them up. That's a good move. But this is a little sneaky way to catch somebody at a different angle. Everybody may know you do the seoi nage, you know, but they can't stop this because it fakes them out. It fakes them out. So if I'm fighting here and we're gripping and everything, and he knows, he might even block me. Boom. Then I come to the side here and I hit him again, what we call a double take, hit the same move in a row, but I may change my angle and hit it. That's often how you hit a guy on a second seoi nage. And that's a nice setup too. So knee drops are really high percentage throw. That's why we teach the new guys even, you know, because really squirrel yourself in the mat, throw them. Remember, we don't flop and drop. Okay, we don't come in here and just go flop. You know, it'll tear up your knees, and all your kinetic energy is going down, not forward. When you guys toss each other again, just a reminder for the newer guys in the gym. When you come in, swirl yourself under. Okay, why don't you face the camera, and this time you throw him so the camera can see you throw him. Yeah, there you go. When he comes in, like that, see, swirl yourself in, kind of screw yourself in the mat, drive him forward. Seoi means to carry over the back, guys. It's not necessarily with the shoulder throw. When you lock it, and you carry him over the back. This is seoi, to carry over the back. Nage, the phrase nage means to throw over something. In other words, throw over your body. You're not just slamming him down. So that's why you don't want to do a flop and drop. You want to throw him over your body, over your back. That's what seoi nage means. In this case, it's ippon. Sometimes you might do, you know, one same side or morote, but ippon is a very strong one. That's why we're grabbing the lapel, so we control the shoulders. It's really control the hips. So that's why we're doing that. Let's work on that a little bit, that angle. That's what we're working on tonight, that angle. And I think it really is sneaky. I know years ago, when I was competing, I used it. I've seen all our guys have used it. When you look at some good videos of high-end judo, high-end sambo, you see this angle a lot. Okay, so really, a lot of times you can fake a guy and get a hip cut and shoot under him from that angle. You'll get a clean throw. We good? Mm-hmm. Let's give it a try. Go get him. Thanks. Cool. Okay. Watch this. I think you'll enjoy this. Can I have you guys demo this? Mike, what he's going to do is a double sleeve, real low knee drop type throw. Everybody watch this. Now, this has come up a lot of frequency. We see more and more in like sambo, you'll see this, and BJJ. Guys are real bent over. We're seeing this a lot in judo today too. You know, any type of a gi grappling sport where they're doing this. So Mike is bent over, he's defensive, he's trying to avoid, okay? All right. Now, so Derek wants to throw him. He wants to get him down, he wants to score points. So what we're going to do, in this position, we've kind of worked on this lately, where we've got this real crash low opponent, and it might be difficult for Derek to get up and get a hold of the lapel, control the shoulders, to control the hips better. That might be tough. So he's going to have to settle for a longer grip. This is where the idea of a long grip or a real far out grip with a double sleeve type thing is really effective. So he's going to get at the very low sleeves here. If you get, you know, the what do you call it, the pistol grip, you can get that, or you just get a low grip, whatever you can get, but get at the ends. Okay, there. Now, why don't you turn around this way so that we get the camera here, so we'll see here. So there, the camera. Okay, good. Now, what's going to happen is Mike doesn't want, he's being defensive, he doesn't want Derek to approach him. So Derek's going to have to create just enough of an opening that he's going to be able to slide in to get a knee drop throw on. It's a sode sleeve, knee drop, seoi nage type throw. You're still carrying him over the back, so it's still a seoi nage to carry over the back. So watch what he does. So it's here. Now, very quickly, now if Derek were to do this wrong and pull, Mike would know he'd get out, right? So you don't want to pull and make it a big deal. Don't make a big deal of it. That's the key thing. With this hand, his right hand, as he's gonna step with his right foot across, just enough. Derek, step with your right foot across as you step in. Boom, just enough of that. Now don't pull it too much too high. Even you can keep it fairly low so he knows that, okay? Now, Now, Mike, if he's really resisting, he may even like back out or whatever. That opens it up even more for Derek. Okay. So what we want to do here, Derek's going to slide his wrist across, both double sleeve, as he's going to really attack. Now, he's not going to make a big move here. He's just going to move it across there. See, that opens everything up there. That's all he needs to come in and do his knee drop. Okay? Go ahead and swing in your knee down from there. Boom, there you go. That's all he needs. See that little bit of room that he opened it up with that little bit of movement to the right. Okay? So you can see here, he's got this grip. He moves it just enough, swings it over. Now that, even if Mike were to cut away or start away, he still opened it up enough where he doesn't need to do anything but spin in and take him right over with a double sleeve seoi nage knee drop. Now this isn't a shoulder throw sense, but remember, seoi needs to carry over or across the back. That's exactly what this is. And that's a big body slam right there. He's doing a nice practice here. Okay? Kind of start to turn on the other direction instead to keep the camera there. Now watch how he does it. He swings in. Bam. But you see, it's a very, very subtle thing, guys. If he made a big deal, let me have Mike in just a second. If I made a big deal of this and tried to pull up on Mike, he's not stupid. He's backing out, or he's going to counter. He's going to do something. He's going to pull his wrist away. He's going to do something. Okay. So what I have to do is be very, very subtle when I'm doing this. It's just a little quick shot. Okay. Becky, my wife, when she did this, this is one of the ways she would set people up with this throw. This was a very nasty throw. Which her point was she would drive this under. Okay. Remember that, Sandy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So what she would do, she said, the reason I drove it under was, yeah, to get under here to trap it. But she said it always opened up the near hip. She said that's all I needed. And again, one of our good athletes, some time back, Warren Frank, did the same type of thing. He did more of a step. He'd step across like this, and he'd swing under and catch it. You got to make it work for you. But the idea here is what Derek was doing was this. Double sleeve grip, very low. Don't get up here. It's got to be very low. And it's a subtle, just a little step. It's just a little move here. Like I said, Becky swung it under because she trapped both under. Can you do this without hurting the guy? You know, Mike says, oh, wonderful. Swing under like that. See how he trapped him under? Becky threw a number of women with that in her career, both judo and sambo. She swung under like that. They had nothing to break fall with or stop the throw with, and that was the point. But the other point was, it opened that side of the hip to let him in. Does that make sense to everybody? It's a very subtle move, and it's a very, it really is done, it's very, when they're really low, when they're very low and avoiding you, they think their hips are safe. Well, you're just opening it up enough, and you're pulling it in and spinning in. Okay, one more time, we'll finish, let you guys practice. So he's very low, he just shifts it across, wham. See how big, it's a big throwing movement. No matter what weight class, it can be middleweights, lightweights, heavyweights, light heavies like you guys down here. Any weight class, it really does work. It's a very athletic move. Okay, so expose that hip, double sleeve grip, very low grip, or very low sleeve grip, you got it, okay? It's seoi, you call seoi surikomi goshi off the knees, seoi seoi nage off the knees, whatever you want, whatever you call it upon, right? There you go. Okay, let's work on it, guys. So a really nice knee drop seoi nage or shoulder throw. This is geared to really low grapplers. Like you see this a lot in sambo. We're practicing sambo tonight, so this is what you're going to see a lot in sambo because they have a really low position, low profile like here. In judo, it's a little more upright. Okay, you might see this in BJJ or some other type of, submission grappling, but the guys are really low. Okay, and this is why you don't want to be, bent forward if you're the victim or the guy getting thrown at uke. If you're the guy, because then don't do it wrong. If he's low here, look, like Matt Lindland was saying at the Sambo Summit, here's a point, it's like a pyramid. There's a point, here's his head. So he's created an opening with his hips being shallow and back, or far away, and his weight distribution is too far forward, more back, but in this case forward, okay? So he's really asking to be thrown. And now he might be quite good, he's here just, and I might set him up, but I want to get him to, I got to get the right angle here to really set him up. Usually in knee drop seoi nage, I like to grab this. I always did the one-arm style where I come in here, do the knee drop. That was great for judo, and I've done it in sambo as well.
But in this case, when the guy's really low slung like this, it's really hard to do this style. You can, but it's too close to the contact, it's too short of a grip, as we say in Sambo. I want a longer grip. So when we're fighting here, I want to get this sleeve here as low as I can, right here. Okay, so I'll right at the, you get pistol grip, but you don't need to really, just hold it low. So you want a really nice long grip, and we're working here, and the best angle I can get, if he's leading with his left, I'm leading with my right. We're opposite positions now. And work around, in the course of a match or something, you're going to be working around. Just, here's my opportunity, okay? Now, I want this sleeve here, because if he pulls it back, I can set right in and nail it even tighter. But probably won't. He'll probably stay low, and he'll probably keep it there. See, like that? Now, he's giving me an alley to swing into, right? Now, I like the one-arm style. Some of you may do a double or for a lapel, whatever you like. I like the one-arm style. So like this, get slow. It's one of the rare times I like to do a seoi nage or shoulder throw type throw with a sleeve grip like this. This is one of those times. So see how I'm through here? All right, now what's going to happen, I'm just going to swing right under and just drive right in. So we come in here, boom, super deep, follow through, okay? So you want to create that alley to hit with. Now, if you're a knee dropper, I know, I was, my wife was, Derek is, Sandy was filming, hit a lot of people with knee drops. Anne Maria DeMars, a good friend of ours, was a knee dropper. A lot of times they'd come out of this, and I just drill them like that. Key, remember, always remember, if I'm going over my right side, my knees to the left, my butt to the right. See, I'm driving. Don't flop and drop. The worst thing I can do is flop and drop. I do not want you to do this, especially from this attack. Don't come in here and go, oh, he's got me, okay? So if you flop and drop, a lot of people teach that, and frankly, I don't think that's correct. It's not efficient. You saw what happened to me if I flopped and dropped. So we're working here. Let me have this grip, part of the grip fighting process, okay? And my goal now, I want to create an alley here. So I may work over here a bit, there we go. And before he reacts, I got to hit in there. I got to swing in. So see this? And as I do this, this kind of pulls just like this. Doesn't pull down, don't try to pull up. Just pops, just pop it. The back of your wrist. When I come in, super deep. I like the one arm type setup. When you do this, do not come over the shoulder. I'm done, okay? So lock it. One more time. Here, I work around, bam, there's my alley. Now watch, when I swing in, ready to go, wham, right into it. So it's a very efficient way, and it's a good technique. High percentage, high ratio of success. If you need points, it would be Sambo, Judo, whatever, it's really good. Now in a no-gi situation, he's like this, just grab the wrist. Just take the wrist, okay? All right, take his hand. The wrist is better. But we got a jacket, let's use it. It's a great tool to handle. So again, you come straight in, but not right now. If he's wary, he's smart. A lot of guys will lead with a foot. They'll sugar foot with one foot or the other, okay? If he's sugar footing there, I'm thinking, okay, what I'll have to do is square him back up. So yeah, sugar foot there, sugar. So if he's there, if he's leading me, if he's a righty and I'm a righty, okay, what I'm going to do from here, I'm just going to adjust to the front, and I'm going to dive straight in. See, it's a matter of angles. It's really a matter of angles. Kind of like, thinking person's chest, physical chest like that.
Jared Vogt.
Was that?
Jared Vogt.
Jared Vogt. So I thought somebody else had it too, but I know Jared Vogt used to say it like us too. But if he's here, I'm here, now I can pop in and go, okay? But often, he'll lead with the one side, I'll lead with the other, or I may get it, or if he's a square up guy, I'll come to the side here, I got him. And if I can get in here, he's gone, okay? One more time, so just create that, got that alley, that hole there, I swing under, here we go, wham, and follow through the ground. Get the points and get your hold. Go right into what's that call me for judo, a holding for Sambo. It's for time. We good? Let's give it a shot. Thanks, sir.
Very good.
A couple quick points. Number one, it's an extreme angle. Everybody's being very safe with their angle. They're kind of being over here, okay? I want to be as much on an angle as I can, okay? Right? Okay? So that's why it makes it easier when it's lefty on it, because when I take that step, I'm at an extreme angle, okay? I should be able to take a step straight forward now and be right next to his foot, or even take a straight forward step and step on his foot, okay? That way, when I come in, I can lock in nice and tight, okay? It's just a straight step, okay? And then I try and turn around and look at the way that I came in, all right? I'm not just gonna do this and slam my head into the ground.
That's
okay?
more of a flop and drop. You don't want to do that.
Right. So you're always trying to look back at the way that you came in. So I came in from this direction, and boom, boom, boom. Okay? I was looking back at it before I threw it.
That's where we talk about screwing yourself into the mat.
Right, like a corkscrew motion. Okay? If you're going to do it with the one for the
Morote?
lapel, it's the same principle, guys. I take that step sideways. This drives in at the same time. My elbow should be pointed the same direction my knee is, okay? Then I twist and I look back the same way I came in. Okay?
But in all cases, the knees are together. You don't want your knees split wide.
Nope.
That's where you cause knee injuries.
Yep.
By doing this, you really do not have any knee injuries.
Boom, boom, boom. Right? Boom, boom, boom.
One more time, kind of where the angle from Ben there. And follow through just like you're doing now. In a real situation, Derek would have gone right into a holding situation, into an immediate hold down.
Right.
But in this case, we're just practicing right now. So finish it out.
Just because I'm turning back that way doesn't mean I can't come back up into the pin. It's actually easier. If I'm looking down when I finish, he's going to be over there, if I'm lucky. If I'm not lucky, I didn't even get the momentum to get him over, and he's on my back choking me.
And show that how you drive your feet into it too, drive off your feet. That's a key point here as well.
So, like, as soon as we come through, I'm on my toes, right? The ball's at my feet, okay? We come in, and as I come down, I'm still on my toes. So that when I pull, I can actually try and jump, almost. Okay?
See how you land on him that way, and he doesn't have your back. We were
Right.
talking about that before.
Right.
If you go down like a wrestler does, where he balls up, if you do that, he's got your back.
Right.
We want to slam him, get as big points as we can out of it. You know, take the starch out of him in a like MMA fight or something like that. But then we want to follow through with a holding, time hold.
I have a warm-up drill I make our guys do. Not every time, but fairly often, maybe 50% of the time. We'll do it tomorrow, but basically the idea is you take 2 steps back, you step in, and then you roll over, because that's the same exact motion that you're going to be doing with any of your knee drops. You step in, you drive off your toes. Okay? Good?
All right,
let's go.
let's practice this.
We're going to do, JT and I were talking about this, Ogoshi, but it's a knee drop attack. Knee drop Ogoshi, major hip throw, hip toss. This is a good way. I've thought about this a lot. We've had a number of our guys here welcome to do quite well at it. Sandy threw a number of women with this in her career, but also Randy Patton, one of our really good black belts, who was a national and international medalist. He did really well with this. It's a sneaky throw. And it's knee drop Ogoshi. Not seoi Nage or another Ogoshi hip throw. So how we'll start it is, so Mike, a good way for Derek to do it. Derek's going to be the attacker here. So Mike has a pretty good back grip, monster grip, whatever you want to call it. He's dominating the grip. So you get his right hand down the back. All right. So now Derek is going to take very careful note. If you guys can see this, he's grabbing low on the sleeve here because he wants a longer grip to give himself room to move in front of Mike's hips and body. Now, so you got this right hand here. Okay. Now, with his left hand, he's going to quickly grab tight. We're going to tight waist here. Suck in and hit. Don't necessarily grab the belt with a gi. You can if you want to, but it's better to grab and control a hip. Okay. Now, notice when he's going to slide his hip in. Now watch, he's going to drop and do a knee drop. Just like that. Goes right into it. It's a very unusual throw. Very hard throw to counter, very hard throw to stop. And look what happens. He's right on top of him for a whole thing. In the variation of cases of time. Grab this, toss it. Now you can do that as a stand-up ogoshi. Sean Watson threw a lot of guys with it. It's just a stand-up move. But that step across, that sliding kind of a side angle ogoshi, it's the same throw. Look at that. That's very efficient. It goes under Mike's center of gravity. Now, you may not prefer that step across that sliding angle. You may want to come straight in like Mike and I were talking about. You may just come straight into an ogoshi and do the same thing just as well. But that angle, it's a great thing if the guy beats you on the grip. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to come out of a counter grip move. It doesn't have to come like that. It can be an aggressive move in and of itself. And you can just do an ogoshi and make it a knee drop.
That's not one out.
I get tired of doing it. After a while, you get tired of it. Do it one more time well for the camera so everybody knows you can do it. All right, so you grab that tight. There you go. But you see how it ends up right in Mike's in trouble because he's not only going to throw, he's on his back. And he's looking up at the ceilings, and that's very unsettling for your body. So, knee drop ogoshi for major impact. Right? You give it a try. It's a fun move to do, and it's very effective. Okay, we're good.
Lame.
So you gotta kind of,
Yeah, you
no,
can't.
if he's got this,
Why? What was the
Because
reason
too
for
many-
that?
because
More
there was too much grip fighting. So if I do that, I got a penalty. I'm not
In
disqualified.
Olympic judo, not Nage.
Yeah, not my judo.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not arguing either.
I mean,
So,
it's
so,
a
so the
distinction
current
between judo
IGF
and
rules,
IJF.
forbid this, and
Yeah.
yeah, so what we're talking about is grip fighting here, everybody, for
But
YouTube.
this is off 2-on-1 here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna peel the arm off, and I'm gonna drive it across. I showed this last time, I think. And I'm gonna drive his arm across his belly while stepping in with my right leg. Right there, okay? So I've got his foregrip here, my foot's here, and now it's a weird fall. You're gonna be all right, okay? But what the throw is this. I take my left foot and I bring it to meet my right foot, okay? And all I do is just, now,
Yeah, I do it.
okay? You don't have an arm, you're gonna want to post. Trust me, you're not gonna get thrown on your head. But key points to this are, here, as I drive, I don't want to do this, because I'm gonna get a standing arm lock call, okay? But if he sprawls out like he did and goes to the mat, just kick over and take the arm. But that's not the drill. So I'm here, I pull, at the same time as I'm pulling this, I'm stepping in with my right, okay? I'm almost in a lunge situation.
So your left hand's on the sleeve, your right hand is tight waisting him around there at the waist. There we go.
And then as slow as I can, I'm gonna bring this foot here, J-Lo booty, big hips, okay? Okay. It's called Pedro in Russian. I just call it the Russian inside out. Inside out goes. Okay, one more time. So here, boom, and I really try to get that leg as far over because I like to snap my hips and get the throw. Okay? All right, like that a little bit.
All right, as a follow-up from the 2-on-1 grab on the foot sweep, he steps out of it, and you got to have a backup throw. So the guy stepped out, he blocked, he maybe stiff-armed, he did something, but he didn't allow you to do the foot sweep. So 2-on-1, and you shoot. There was a Taiotoshi attack. Notice both 2-on-1 near side lapel Taiotoshi. That's what the guys are working on over here. He tries the foot sweep, blocks it, and there you got a nice Taiotoshi. So basically, everybody's going to have a different thing they'll follow up with, and these guys both are good Taiotoshi guys apparently, and that's and I know that for a fact that they are, but that's what we're seeing here. Misses the foot sweep, or he blocks it, and he comes in with Taiotoshi. We'll key in over here. Hey Eric, why don't you do that knee drop, or whoever's turn it is, work that knee drop. It's a good one. So you've tried the foot sweep, and it didn't work, and you spin right into a knee drop. There it goes, and right in to a 2-on-1 knee drop. He kept that same grip, both hands on, in this case, the left lapel. He tried the foot sweep, didn't work, and he shot in, very clean knee drop, slammed him. And again, changed the direction, and TJ stopped that, or he stepped away. In other words, Eric didn't get it, and he had to follow up with another thing that did work. Sweep and very slick knee drop. So you can see, you're not just limited to one throw. If the foot sweep doesn't work, you can try something else. Try his foot sweep, didn't work, and there you can see it. And these guys are big guys. They're both, what are you guys, about 6'2" at least? Yeah, so these are tall men, and they're able to get that deep and that well under with a good knee drop seoi nage. Tries the foot sweep, misses it. There was a great taiotoshi, what the other guys are working on as well. So you can see if the foot sweep doesn't work from the 2-on-1 near side grip, you can follow up with another throw. And this could happen. The guy could block it, put his foot up, move his foot, and there's the knee drop seoi nage. So you can see that the foot sweep, Okurashi Rai may not work, and we slide right into the foot sweep.
Let me give you a little trivia here for you guys that might like to know. Uchi means inner. Mata does not mean thigh. The word momo means thigh, okay? Like, big deal, but it's true. I'm a geek on this stuff, so bear with me. Mata means like the middle of something, like the fork in the road, the branch in the tree, okay? It also means crotch, all right? So instead of, when Jiro Kano, who was a highly educated man, he didn't want to call it the inner crotch throw, all right? I called it inner thigh throw. So politically correct, it's inner thigh. But we know, you get him between his crotch, but you're not really being that mean. What we're going to do is catch his leg on this one. Tonight, there are two basic styles. There's one where you lift him over your hip and throw him over your hip. Very clean, classic throw, great throw. But this is a good one, the leg style, when somebody's kind of bent over, and you see this a lot today. And it'll look almost like he's throwing him over his hip. Derek will do this, but you're doing it kind of to the side. Okay, one of our guys who does this quite well, we were just talking about, is Kelvin Nicely. He's thrown a lot of good guys with this for Ippon, with the judo. So, and it's also used in sambo and anything else. But you could, if you're a BJJ guy, you want to learn this too, because they bend over a lot. So Eric's going to be bending over, and Derek, now remember, whatever grip you use, you want to control with your elbows. So he's using this. In this particular case, he's getting a good back grip here, okay? Like Nick, I know, where's Nick? Nick, you like up here more of a sleeve grip. You might play with that, but remember when you do that, you're going to have to lift your elbow up. See how you lift and drive with your elbow. But it is better if you can get around the side and control the back of the shoulder here. And the other arm, he's either just grabbing his arm, it could be have his lapel, but generally by having this type of thing, we talked about earlier about looping a belt over him, that type of thing. Look, he's got a hand here, he's got a hand here. So he's got a hand on the right shoulder and part of the body, and he's got his left hand on a low sleeve grip. He's got, you know, kind of a longer grip, okay? So this works really well for this type of attack, so this type of uchimata, because often you have a lot of space between you and your opponent. Notice how he's all bent over at the hips. He thinks he's safe, and this is, you know, a fallacy on his part, actually. Now, to set this up, Derek wants to sugarfoot. He wants his foot meeting his opponent's, his right foot meeting his opponent's left foot. Because what he's going to do, he's going to come in an angle, and when he comes in, he's going to sweep and he's going to catch the inner thigh right about here when he comes in. So just watch him do it, and okay, just go ahead and toss him once. So everybody see that? Comes in, and it looks like this classic uchimata, like it's great. But it looks like he was jumping for him. It wasn't. This really works. Step in. Good. Now you see, Derek made a point. He stepped across the body, but look what he did with his toe. He stepped out so he'd have a good base. Step out. See that? Okay. That's from his time training with Jim Bregman. Yeah, that's a Jim Bregman thing there. Thank you, Jim, by the way.
Thank you very much, Jim.
So watch how he does that. He steps. See that? And watch him lift. Well, he was being nice. You've been too nice to him. Poor guy. Take it. Watch him step. There you go. You see how he slides that in? It's a side step. He doesn't expect to go sideways and get tossed. Earlier we were drilling on those side grips and drills. This is why I'm leading into this. So watch how he sugarfoot's here. Now watch with that left foot when he steps across. See that? Now his hips are almost in position. Now he's ready to just shoot and lift. And as you notice what he did with his right foot, he pointed his toe, and his toe was up, almost like a ballet dancer, all right? He didn't need to roll. He could roll over on him, Makakomi, or wind through, but he likes his partner, okay, in this particular. But you could if you had to, okay? In this case, oh, he wants to go for that arm lock, yeah. You might have to roll over and finish through too. It depends on the situation. It's a very competitive situation, whatever. But notice the grip. He beats him at the grip. He beats him at the posture. Now look he's bent over. He thinks he's safe. Look at his posture. Is he bent over? No. He's flexed, but his back is straight. He's leading with his hips. Now look at that foot, and when he steps across, see how his foot was already in place? It's what I've heard called a one-step Uchimata. Okay? It's a one-step Uchimata, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so aren't you glad Mike's not here and you get to do all this? Yeah, lucky you. Yeah. All right, you want to try that? So it's a side Uchimata, and that's what it is with a leg style. Okay, we'll work on it.
Completely switch gears and do a different kind of throw.
I've been dead and then Eric.
Ouchi. Ouchi's hard to do. Plus you get all that timing thing, that's hard. So do a more basic one, or easier one, I think. Especially
more years than 9 months.
Let's spread my feet a little bit. Especially when they're bent over here. You know, we all fight someone like this. My Kazushi is I want everything in his butt and back. Everything in his butt. And all I'm gonna do is like I'm kicking a football. Boom, right here. Okay. You're here, all I'm gonna do, right there. Kick it right off from underneath. Super easy. Yeah. Here. All I'm doing is kicking it right there. Just making me do the splits. Now my Kazushi, it ain't this. I'm trying to put all of his weight in his butt. And I'm making him do the splits and I'm just pushing him on his butt. It's here. Alright, notice how I have to take a step. If I stay here, I only got this much. So I'm here, boom, kicking it. Weight in the butt. Down, step, kick. Kick it up. Alright, super easy.
Hey Ken, when you finish with the hands, I know you're demonstrating for the practice, you want to finish with the hands to finish all the way through. You might have to actually makikomi or land on them or step over them by tossing them down. How would you finish with the hands?
Here, just here,
Finish, there you go.
driving.
Driving down.
All the way down. Remember it was down, boom, all the way down.
And that finishes. And that gets the big, you know, mainly on his back or back side, gets the big score then.
Yes.
Yeah, not just a little dink knocked down on the butt. That's how he finishes. So the finish is really important here, guys.
Can you see it again?
Yeah, let's see it again one more time. We like to see Dan get thrown.
Can we see it really hard? Yeah. This isn't a hard throw. I don't think you're ever going to get this. Land on him. So here, step. Remember, I'm down. Kick it out. Try to do that. You probably would end up landing on him. But I'm trying not to.
Okay, good. Thanks a lot.
Something a lot of people are doing. A lot of you guys are trying to, you're getting your Kouchis mixed up. A lot of them, we're hooking. You know, we're taking this here, where you're going gaki, and trying to hook it. This ain't a hook. I'm completely sweeping the leg sideways or even kicking the leg sideways. I can't put him here and then try to hook him. All right, I'm just kicking that leg, squeezing that leg, however you want to do it, out, that way. There's a hook, or I can either hook right here, take it out, or you can sweep it.
Hey Dan, just stand normally. Don't turn your foot. Just stand normally like you would. So he would actually in a real situation.
All right. Here. I'm taking it that way.
So
Don't bring it to you.
It's really a foot sweep on the inside of his, between his legs. So think of it that way. It is a sweeping motion in this version. Show him how the hands to finish too, Ken, because it helps steer him down with your right hand to finish him out. You know how you put your your power hand set up.
Right. Remember the whole time they're bent over. I want. If they want to bend over, I'm going to make them bend over and see how all of his weight's in his butt. I could probably shove him over.
There you go.
So I got this, got my monster grip, I got weight on him.
See, look at his elbow, everybody. See how he's steering with that elbow? That's really essential because that will make Dan go that direction now.
When I sweep it, everything's still going down. Right there, down. Make sure we're sweeping it sideways. Don't hook it. Try to pull it too.
You're splitting his legs apart, aren't
I'm
you?
making you do the split. And there's weights over here. The more I make you split, then I'm shoving with my hands down. Probably 1 point, Coca, or it's a score. Got him on the ground, now we can transition.
Now we're working a little bit on timing on Kuriashi Barai and Momo Barai, thigh sweep as well. That was and Eric's had a real nice Kuriashi Barai sliding foot sweep. And we'll show the difference here in Momo Barai in a minute. And he's still doing a Kuriashi Barai. I'll tell you what, JT, switch around for the camera, and we'll look at this later. You can view this as well, put it on YouTube. Let's show the Momo Barai, the thigh sweep. Don't kill him. It's a very, very hard throw, everybody. And when you step him and sweep him, bam, there you have it. It looks like he's like on super ultra steroids, but he's not. It's a movement throw, very much like Diashi or Kuriashi Barai. But the Momo Barai thigh sweep, or Kuri Momo Barai sliding thigh sweep, is basically you step around the corner, as you can see JT do, and sweep him. It's movement, and he basically sweeps his right thigh across Eric's left thigh, almost kicks him in the butt, and gets a beautiful thigh sweep out of it. So it comes out of a nice grip, as you can see the guy's doing kind of a right back grip. And it's a step, and there we get it. He's picking it up now. So basically, Momo Barai thigh sweep has a shorter grip, a tighter, not tighter, but more compact grip. The attacker is closer to his opponent when he throws them, and the hips are very close. In Kuriashi Barai, there's more hip distance, more space between the two people doing the technique. Here we have Momo Barai, or Kuri Momo Barai again. And you can see it's a total body commitment as well. Done very, very well. And that is Momo Barai thigh sweep. We also have it elsewhere on our YouTube channel here with Karina West doing it. But here we're seeing some actual guys just training on it, getting the skills down, and working it. And that's you see, there's a fine line there, very close line between Kuriashi Barai and the Momo Barai, the thigh sweep. That was more of a foot sweep, or Kuriashi Barai, sliding foot sweep or send after foot sweep. There, it's more of a thigh sweep. There we have it. Very good. The guys are working on sliding thigh sweep. We like to do this from time to time. It's a great technique. It's people say it's a variation of a Kuriashi Barai. I guess you could say that in this application. But watch how the guys are working it here. And it's a good one to throw on crash pads because it's a very hard throw. What it is the movement's similar to a Kuriashi Barai, sliding foot sweep. But you step and you're putting the whole body into it, and you're actually sweeping with your thigh when you throw them. And the guys are just taking turns off and on here. Looks like it's going to be Ben's turn. And he threw Kelvin there. And it'll be Big Jake here with Derek. And you can see and a thigh. It looks like they're almost kicking each other in the butt, but they're not. The movement and the sweeping of the thigh, similar to the Kuriashi Barai. Here's Kelvin doing it. And you can see. And it looks like you're just picking them up with your leg, but it's the movement, same as a foot sweep.
All the time.
Nice one from Derek there. He gets a lot of lift and he really buries them. A lot of hip movement. And what's happening, the guys, when they start, they're coming with their left hip in this particular case. They're all leading with their left hip.
it's tucked around a little closer, the right hip of the opponent, and as you lead them and throw them, and there you have it. It's a very hard throw. It is flat on the back, ippon stuff. And we featured this technique in my book, Winning on the Mat. I like this technique. My guys have used it a lot in competition in both judo and sambo. And it's just one of those really good, hard techniques. And to somebody who doesn't know this move or think in this way, they would think it'd be a very nice sliding foot sweep when the guys are doing it, when they see it done in a competition situation. You step and you thigh, catch them. It looks like you are kicking them in the butt, but we're not really. We'll do a few more here, and then we're going to work some other throws where we use the thigh lift and as a technique to use to throw with. See how very good control there. A few more reps and then we'll move on. But you can kind of get the idea here of movement, step in, and as they step in, it's a fast thigh sweep. Boom. He hardly needed to sweep much there at all. It was a lot of movement there. Okay, looks like Derek will be able to, we'll focus in on Derek as the last guy in this routine. We'll do some other throws. And he steps and boom, there you go. Very good example. Sliding thigh sweep, Okuri Momo Barai. All right, we're going to work on an interesting way to hit a double, a Morote Gari. This is kind of a Morote Gari from hell because it's more of a side angle. And then, if that doesn't work, then we're going to work on rolling under in a kind of a Yoko Garuma, you know, a side wheel type thing. Okay, so it's a pretty cool move. Could even be Yoko Wakari, side separation, because you're splitting your legs so wide. Whatever you want to call it, just call it ippon, right? You know, so. What Derek's going to do now? Let's talk about a double leg or, you know, Morote Gari attack. All right, so you can see them; they're squared up, the two guys. Derek, you know, over here on my right. If he just shot in, and boom, you know, Eric might sprawl, avoid it, whatever, and he might get it too. Derek might get it, but what we're going to do there is, boom, there you go. It's just a, you know, freight train Morote Gari. Okay, can you guys turn around? So I want to show something here. All right, so now, instead of straight in, Derek is actually going to go to one side, the side he prefers. So he's going to go over there. In this case, he's going to move to his left a bit, to Eric's right, okay? So there's an angle there. Now, what Derek's going to do is not try to throw Eric on his back. He's going to throw him more on his left side. So when he shoots, watch what he does. He drops in. Now, let's take a look at this. See how he stepped in? I'm going to move the camera around so everybody see. With his left hand, he's got a nice tight waist. So that's the high left hand. Look at his right hand, it's low. Just above the knee. Okay, so you got a high and low thing going there. You got a real tight waist with your left hand. You got a nice control with your right hand just above the knee. I mean, if you were very, flexible, maybe go ankle pick. But right now, let's, yeah, that's a little too low with really. So we want to hit that knee or at the thigh, low thigh. Notice where Derek's head is. It's across his shoulder. His left shoulder is in Eric's gut, okay? Now, what's going to happen is, look out guys over here, Mac, you might want to move a bit. When he's going to drive, he's just going to drive straight through. Derek, go ahead and start again, so, you know, but you saw the position, you saw the setup. So when he shoots in, watch what happens. Wham, it's just a quick double. And everybody says, well, that was just a double leg takedown in Morote Gari. Well, again, the angle is different. We're not straight on, we're at an angle. So you got that high and low and you hit, bam, okay? So you can see how that happens. Okay, one more time, because now as he does this, hit and shoot. Now look at, when he does this, now I'm going to turn the camera around again, guys. Derek's left leg, his base leg, see it's on the outside of Eric's right leg, see that? Okay, now that's kind of important right now because you don't want an inside and you drive. Okay, go ahead and get some air time. Really scoop them, you know, with your hands too when you do that. So when he does this, he's going to scoop a little bit. Bam, there you go. Now that's a big ippon. You know, before we were being nice, he was demoing nice and clean. That's what we're shooting for, literally. Okay, so you can see, one more time, get that nice high altitude. Wham, and there's the fight's ended right there. And Derek's in a position, you get great side control, don't you? You're in a perfect position. You're not between his legs that can guard. Now, if that doesn't work, if the guy says, no, I've been around, I've seen this guy shoot this before,
Well, what Eric will do often, he'll back away with his left leg. He'll say, whoops, you missed. Okay, but now, Derek has his left hand tight around the waist and kind of drop like you really do, a lot, lower your level a little more with your legs. There you go. And see how he's under him more? That's how he'd actually be doing it. All right, now, look at his left shoulder in the gut, his left head across the hips or across the front of the body. Now, with Derek's right arm, he's going to scoop under, palm under, and with his right leg, he's going to swing under and really roll into like a Yoko Garuma or Yoko Wakari. Okay, so if the guy sprawls out, and a lot of wrestlers do this, if he sprawls out and away, bam, shoot, just reverse it and take in. The key thing here, guys, is remember, Derek the attacker, when he attacks, he has to have a strong left hand around the gut. That left hand has to be very tight. That's why we call it a tight waist. It is a tightly held grip around the waist. Shoot in again without, and just hold the tight waist. So when he comes in, yeah, just hold, well, I mean, hold him with, yeah, just don't even actually throw. See that hand there? I'm getting a different view, everybody. Now watch. Now, when Eric steps out and away, watch what happens. See how, and he swings under, and he rolls over. So we've got a really nasty Morote Gari to the side, a high and low Morote Gari. Okay, and if that doesn't work, he steps out, then we got kind of a Yoko Garuma. Well, he tried. Okay, try it again. Do the Yoko Garuma too. Steps out, there you go. Boom, it's that fast. So that's why we come to practice a drill. Okay, so let's do the Morote Gari, get that down, and then we'll add to it. Then we'll have the guy step out and then roll him with a Yoko Garuma. Okay. Watch your mat space. It takes a lot of room for this move. Okay. Then we'll do some more throws later. All right. Good guys. Thanks a lot. There we go. We're gonna work on a Morote Gari. I'm trying to do more strength. Double leg, both hand read. It's you see it in sambo, you see it in wrestling, you see it in just about everything. It's a double leg takedown, double leg throw. This is no takedown. This is a definite throw. And the angle we're going to come at here is it's not your straight freight train shot. It's an angle. So Derek, which side are you coming from, Derek? Okay, you're going to that side. All right. So you want to come at an angle so he can attack and get a good sweep. So watch what he does when he steps in. You in the proper spot where you want to be. Okay. So he's going to be shooting. And watch his right foot as he comes in. He kind of hits, and as he drops. Okay, now real quick. See how his right foot's out here, guys? That's going to be the thigh sweep. That's going to be really banging him. But his head is over here on the opposite hip. So his head is actually on Eric's right hip. So he's got his shoulder right in his gut. Notice the drop step really low, his back straight. He lowered his levels with his legs. All those things you do in a double leg takedown or throw. But notice here, and he's really got him tight. Now what's going to happen when he lifts him? He's going to lift him sideways and then thigh sweep and send him into orbit. And that decided who won the fight right there, okay? You do that to the guy in 7-Eleven parking lot, hire a lawyer. Okay, so there you go. So this is a very good move. I first saw this, actually, not in Sambo, but Robert Vanderwall, the Olympic judo champion, who was a master of double legs and all kinds of leg attacks. He wouldn't be allowed to do any of this in the IJF now, by the way, but this was brilliant stuff back in the 70s and 80s when he was doing it. He threw a lot of guys with this move, okay? So, you know, it's certainly his stuff that we're just copying, and we're trying to stay with his skill level if we can. I don't think that'll ever happen, but we're trying our best. So, what he's going to do, he's going to shoot in, he's going to, at the angle. Now notice he's not straight in, kind of be straight into him. We don't want to be straight into him, okay? We want to be off to the angle. So Derek is moving to his right, so look at, he's at the left angle of Eric. This is important. The angle on this is important. So when he shoots in, he's got ready access to let him have it. He steps in, he does his throw. And you notice how he lifted and turned over his right shoulder. He didn't take him straight back like a football tackle. It's a big lifting throw. It's a beautiful throw. You notice the real high amplitude. That definitely decides. That would be Ippon in judo, certainly freestyle judo. Sambo, because he went down with him, would be 4 points. In a fight, like I said, he'd be splattered. The fight would be over. You know, this is why I say throws or submission techniques, because this is a good example of it. One more time, and then I'll let you guys practice. So when he comes in, he shoots from the angle, and he goes. And I might also say, you notice how he grabbed each leg separately. All those things you do in Marote Gari, with a both hand takedown and throw, are there. Don't lock your hands together, lock them in tight, and your thigh sweep. Just one more for the road. Okay. Come, you notice the angle sign? Okay, there he goes. Bam. And that thigh sweep was a big lifting movement. Okay?
You really see it good from this side.
What's that?
You can see his leg really good from this side.
You really can. Yeah, he just goes way up high. That thigh sweep is essential because it adds a lot more momentum, a lot more power to the finished product to throw. Want to try that? Let's give it a shot, guys and gals. We're doing arm drag, but the key thing, real good thing about double legs is you can do them from any angle, just like any other throw or takedown. But really, to get a good double leg, you want to kind of be at an angle to the side of them. I don't want to be straight on to them, although it could work straight on, don't get me wrong. But I want to be at an angle, so if you're like in a real fight or MMA, you don't catch your knee coming in on it, okay? You're not shooting from real far. Also, if I'm doing this like in a judo or sambo sense, I'm getting a better angle. I can come up cleaner to throw them, okay? So, but I'm not going to throw Derek, but watch the angle we're coming in at. So if I'm here like this, I want to get on this side, see? So I want to, when I start to drag, and we drag, I'm going to catch the side here. See, I'm on the side now? Now when I drop, I'm going to drop, catch him. See how I trapped his arm? I just trapped his arm inside. So here's the drag. Okay, I am here. Now when I step by, I'm going to drop here. See, I got the drag. Now watch, I'm going to step in and drop low, catch his side. It's hard for him to counter or sprawl out like a wrestler would. If I shot him straight in like this, he could sprawl out, and but that's, you know, it's done often. But so from the other side here, so you can do it with the camera here, when I touch the drag high, and come in like this, carrying like this, drop and catch. See, I've trapped his arm in there. It's one less thing he has to defend himself with. Okay? Can you demo on something, soul? Stay with it, Mike, and we'll. So he catches the drag. Bam. Oh, and he was nice. He was so nice. That was good. That was good. But you see, that's why he's nice in practice. But you see how he drags. Wham. Yeah, he came in an angle, side angle. It's hard to defend that side angle when you're the guy defending. It's hard to defend against that. And it's a really high percentage move of how to hit the double leg. I'll tell you why I really first started watching this. Give credit where credit's due. Great book by Robert Vanderwall called Pickups, Leg Grabs and Pickups or something like that, Masterclass Judo Series. That's just one of the things he showed in there. That angle to come in that sideways to get that rote gari. So it's a great throw, okay? So give Vanderwall credit. You know, I knew how to do a double leg before, but I saw that, so that really light bulb goes over the head thing, okay? Everybody got that? Understand the question? That's good.